The clarion call has sounded. The curtain rises. Say goodbye to yourself and embrace the unknown. As I don the many masks of this tale, I challenge you to fully immerse in the story, the mystery, and the terror. Live the fears and hopes, and let your mind wander through the shadows. Uncover the secrets that lie beneath, for the only certainty is the mask you wear. Embrace the transformation, commit to the journey, and let the masks of Nyarlathotep reveal its truths to you. Let's do some Luckarinos. Abigail's literally insane. She could use some luck. Iris rolled a 6.
Hey.
There you go. Look at this, all these lucky people. Everyone's getting luck.
I think I got like none for a while.
Why was it rolling like 3 dice?
Well, I mean, all three of us rolled at the same time. Well, because if we succeeded, it went ahead and rolled the next
Yeah,
time.
it was the die. Yeah.
Okay.
And you're at 3 luck, Vincent? Am I reading that right?
I don't think that's right.
I think you used
There's no
all
way
your...
he's down 3.
He used all of his luck in the combat. I know you used like a 20 and stuff.
I used like a 20, but I had like...
You had like 50 something.
40 to 50 still.
I want to say it's probably like 30.
Yeah, I expected it to be low. I didn't expect it to be
like
single
23.
digits.
Yeah.
I have no...
number.
I have no way to track yours.
Right, because you don't do yours in here.
I mean...
Everyone else has quite a bit, so let's just put you at 30. Sound fair enough to you? You were at the 3 on mine, so...
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I wonder if, like...
Oh, I've done it twice now, and it's... There we go, it stayed. Whoa, Abigail, calm down.
Ah!
Oh, upside down for crazy? That makes
myself.
sense. That makes sense. You're holding control by accident or something.
I'm not. It's the whole zoom in with the mouse pad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying not to select myself to zoom in. There you go. I'm
So,
crooked,
Vincent, did you roll for getting some luckies?
No, I hadn't hit the... I was trying to scroll through the chat, because I know we, like, applied it on the thing.
Please, did you... There's no way you rolled under a 30.
Close.
36.
Okay, good. Good. So roll 1d10.
So close.
Yeah, that was really close.
Does it automatically add it?
It does for you all, but not for him.
Me and my...
Rolling the old stones.
Physical dice.
Well, let me get my abacus out here.
I need my math rocks.
What'd you roll?
Oh, forgot that part.
Your d10. 2.
2.
Hey, this is a win. You started out at 3, went to 30, and then gained 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I definitely spent like 20, but I don't think I spent that much. But it's alright. Who knows?
It doesn't matter. It's luck, and the what is it? The points are made up, and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Jokes don't matter.
That's
Jokes are made up and points don't matter.
There you go.
It's all made up.
It's all made
It's all made
up.
up.
It's all made up and the points don't matter.
That's right. It's all made up and the points don't matter. Looks good.
Which
to
is funny. We watch a Is It Cake show on Netflix, and Wayne Brady was one of the judges on the holiday one. I was like,
oh yeah.
Jack!
Aw, I miss him. That gentle
I
soul
know.
lighting up my life on the TV.
I know.
Bring him back.
Jeez.
But enough about Wayne Brady.
Great.
Dare I attempt a little recap, and then we talk about it, and then we get into Chad's one-liner and start in the basement, I guess. Sounds good?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys are in the JuJu House. You've uncovered the hidden chamber beneath.
Underneath.
Underneath, yep. Obvious ritual sacrifice shenanigans going on down there at some point. Discovered that. There was a chaotic and intense encounter after you engaged with the Simbas, the undead zombies.
Simba.
Yes. And then I think you
And
guys
then even
looted.
more chaotic. And
Right, you guys looted some stuff, or rummaged around at least. Attempted to light the Simbas on fire, or did so, and then you realized how much it was smoking, so you put them out. And then coming through the door, So Makunga Magadari came through the door and all that, and Declan tried to use Silas. I forgot you guys had Silas down there, wrapped up, remember? And Declan tried to use him as a human shield, then ended up killing him because he became a threat. Abigail went into a temporary bout of madness, causing her to hallucinate her friend Ethel at a well, and which matched up with the physical well, quote unquote well, in front of you inside the sacrificial chamber. And and Iris ended up saving her from that fate, bringing her back from the brink using some aromatic oils and her and she, while wearing the lion claws, right? Yep, it was a very close thing, and I don't remember exactly at what point. I think that during that insanity, Abigail actually did go insane. She went from temporary to whatever, full on. And you now have your. We don't have to talk about it out in the open, but you have your. Dare I say directive? No, it's not. Just her mania. And while that was all going on, Vincent and Declan focused on basically neutralizing all the rest of the threats. With Vincent,
including the reanimated.
Correct, reanimated zombies. Vincent landing the final blow to Makunga Madari. I don't think I need to mention that it was the bloody tongue. Everybody remembers that. And
he did literally have a bloody tongue on him. So.
They literally did. So now you're taking stock of the situation. As far as you can tell, the threat's been neutralized. The immediate danger is, past for the moment. You guys are catching your breath, trying to consider your next moves.
Did we torch them?
Say again?
Did we torch the bodies?
Not yet. No, you're just as immediately after the combat. Okay. Everybody hasn't even had a chance to go yet. So before you plan your speedy escape or whatever you plan to do, I guess I hand it over to you all, specifically Vincent, to kick us off with the session as he murders Makunga Madari.
I lean over to Declan. Well, it looks like this time we got the cat's tongue.
I have some blood on me and whatever injuries I have, and I smell like gun residue. And I look at you, and I look at the pit. I'm like, there's room for one more.
Yes, well, perhaps it's time to put the cat in the bag and get out of here.
As you stand up, I point the gun at the back of your head, and I'm like, it just no. So I just groan and move around. Okay, let's.
You guys, I think, were the girls still on the floor?
They're on the floor, just kind of recouping,
I couldn't remember if they had how far they had gotten away from it in those last moments.
5 feet away.
Yeah, I knew she pulled her away, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
How long it was after that. Cool. First thing, I'm gonna go see if I can. I chucked that torch out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab that, and first thing I'm gonna do is like listen.
Sure. Yeah, so the door's broken down, so you can step in the hallway, which you had to go to retrieve the torch. Do you want to go upstairs and kind of put your...
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I probably would. I'd go all the way over there just to like, do I hear people running around? Do I hear sirens? Do I hear anything like...
Yeah, so you make your way upstairs and the hatch is closed, and you kind of give it a little it's not locked, so you can feel it open up. You can see a crack. You just kind of listen, put your ear up to the crack a little bit, and you know what? Shoot, guys, I forgot what time it was in game. It's been so long since we played. I want to say it's definitely not dark yet, and it's probably like midday is my hunch.
Oh, I thought it was pretty late actually.
Is it late?
Because that was...
Well,
it wasn't...
I can't remember. I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember.
We went day drinking.
Yeah, you went day drinking. Yeah, no, that's right. We went over this last session too. You guys went early morning day drinking. So we'll say how about it's dusk? Does that sound good? It's the light's starting to go down.
I don't care.
Okay,
sure.
Cool. It's dusk. Yeah. So
in my head it was later, but I think that was because in my head that it had all been that, and we kind of fudged it to be like that next day.
Yeah.
So okay, sorry.
So anyway, you listen and you just hear the noise of the street outside, through the glass of the front of the storefront, which is pretty quiet with it being so blustery and wintry out there. Maybe you hear some horns every now and then. You do not hear any like creaks or groans or footfalls or clanks or guns cocking, anything like that. Go ahead and roll me a alertness. All right, God, did I get that right? Do I have the right system in my brain right now? I need a search. No, spot.
There's
a
both
listen roll,
and spot hidden.
Listen roll, yeah.
Okay. 23.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty confident that, at least as of the moment, there's nobody waiting out there unless they're dead silent, and nobody seems to be approaching.
Okay. With that knowledge, I'll go back down. All right, guys. I think it goes without saying that we need to figure out how to get out of here swiftly. So, do we just torch him and go? Do we
Put him in the well? We could put him in the well.
I feel like that is the opposite of what we want to do.
Okay.
We could torch them and put them in the well.
I had debated whether or not we wanted to make sure that they were out of the room before we killed them. Never mind whether or not we were putting them in there. I don't know how this works.
Iris and Abigail, roll me a listen check. Sorry to interrupt you.
35.
Okay.
Trying to find listen.
It is in the middle.
Middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't hear shit.
You can't hear shit, which makes a lot of fucking sense right now.
Was that 30 a success for you?
It was. It's a success for her. Cool. You hear Iris just like mumbling. It sounds like maybe a dozen people talking at once coming from the well, like like a cacophony of speech. None of them are coherent words, but you can clearly hear distinct voices coming from the well all at once.
Interesting. Well, we may not be alone. I hear things down there, so...
Okay. We had already gathered a number of the things that were in and around the room, I believe.
As far as I'm concerned, you literally grabbed everything and put it in Iris's bag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because I had my bag, and I know I put some papers in there. I think we put a lot of the stuff in hers.
Yes.
She's got the claws on, which we may have to hide those. That was going to be my next question is, can we, I don't remember what happened. Does it look like we can manage to close that thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
I couldn't remember if something had happened to the lid in the process.
No, unfortunately, they went over and manually were raising it, and then you shot them to interrupt them. They didn't get it all the way raised. So yeah, you could just reverse the winch down and seal that sucker off. You do not have the directive as Delta Green did to like eliminate all unnatural threats and stuff like that. So it is your prerogative on what you do in situations like this.
Well, I don't have a comically oversized bundle of TNT
Right.
On hand with which to perhaps do something about this. Is there, it's got a crane. Like, is there anything that resembles a locking mechanism that would at least help here, or is it just
you could do you could disengage the chain that is attached to the lid that seals this off, so someone couldn't use the winch without locking it back up.
Yeah, if there wasn't like an obvious here are the padlocks you can put on here, then disabling the crane.
Sorry. Yeah, nothing like that on like the lid that seals it off, but the crane.
I didn't really expect it. I was just hoping. Okay. Well, yeah, I think I'll Declan. Let's at least detach this thing and make it slightly harder to fuck this up. The lid was like metal, right?
No, it's a large stone, like slab.
It's
very extremely heavy. That's why the winch would have to be used to move it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What do we do with the bodies?
I think we take them and attempt to leave them and set the place ablaze.
The whole store?
Yeah. Well,
Silas
hopefully.
is dead, right? Silas is dead, right?
Mm-hmm. All of them are dead. I think our best bet is to do that. I don't know what I don't have some way to quarantine this thing off. But if the place were to become a burnt wreck on top of it, well, at the very least, we'd hopefully be not in the city at the least by the time somebody manages to fuck with this.
As you're talking, like the thing's still open because you guys haven't committed to.
Oh yeah, no, when I said I'm going to ask Declan, I was headed over there.
So you're headed over, and you're talking about this, and you're headed over, and you can just hear like crying and like a little bit of wailing and murmuring voices all coming out from here. It's like coming out louder, yeah.
Louder. Okay.
You start to use the winch.
Oh yeah, like I said, that was in my head was a conversation after I got that done.
Okay, yeah. As you start to use the winch, you hear just this piercing wail that's kind of like reverberating out of this. Like maybe something knows that it's being sealed back up, something like that, and you just hear all of these voices. As you're winching it down. I'm not going to stop you from winching, but everybody roll me a sanity check except for Abigail. You're insane.
Yeah. While they're doing all of this, because, things are happening and I'm kind of sitting there with Iris, I'm looking around the room for carnage and what has happened and trying to take in what has happened now that I'm like not seeing Ethel.
Yeah.
And just trying to soak that in first.
You see, I mean, there's blood kind of leaking everywhere from the gunshot wounds. I don't think anybody got eviscerated or anything like that. Okay.
Well, saying for people to see those.
Yeah.
It was all. I think it was all gun.
Pretty much.
Us killing them.
You guys would have. I think Declan has a pretty nasty cut on his shoulder. I thought maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
I scratched her shoulder with my claws.
Yeah.
Too.
I have everybody at full HP, which makes no sense to me.
No, we'd add. I wasn't tracking it because I thought you were supposed to track our HP, but
I was. But I think the system updated, and that's probably what happened. But I know that you got hit really bad, but you're not halfway, Declan.
I
That's
think
fine.
he was literally like 1 point above where he had to like.
I think he was too. I think you were literally at 8 instead of 7 out of 14. I think you were like 8 out of 14. But I'll look that in a second, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so that's what you see around you. You see gunshot wounds and dead zombie, double deads around them as well with the zombies. Those who succeeded on the sanity check take, oh Jesus, 4 sand damage.
Yeah.
We
For
passed it?
success?
For a success.
God
Did
damn.
anybody fail? Did you fail, Chad?
No.
Okay, good. So that's it. Yeah, good thing.
Do we change that, or do you?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's an ouchie. But you continue down the winch as you hear this.
Do we presume that was a high roll? Yikes.
It could have been. It could have been low.
Okay. That's what really worried me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whether I need his help or not, as soon as it was closed, I was going to take the thing off, and yeah, that's when I'm like, okay, I think we leave him up there so that there's. I don't know that I just feel like they shouldn't be in this room.
It's a pretty
It's
stone
probably
room. It's all stone
just my-
too. So if you want to light stuff on fire, you probably want to bring it up, or things will burn down here last at least.
But my hope is that we can torch the place, and at least sort of cover our tracks.
Well, we were the last people seen at that shop, so if the cops come and we burn it down, then we're gonna be the next people they look at.
Well, you're not wrong. In theory, that cop doesn't know who we are. That doesn't mean a lot.
True.
But I'm open to suggestions, but I feel like leaving this as just an open area that someone can wander into is not great.
True.
Um,
I'm fine with
if
it.
everybody would prefer to, we can. There's a casing from our handguns, right, Mike?
There's a casing?
Casing bullet, right?
Yeah,
Bullet
there
casing.
would be, yeah. Or what? I guess
Well-
if we're sealing it, why are we policing that?
I was just wondering if we needed to grab them just in case.
No,
It would be easy.
I don't. I mean, Declan wouldn't think to do that. I don't think he would consider it important. You can though. I mean, like that's a paranoid thing to do.
Chad confirmed that they had been doing bullet forensics in the late, mid 1800s, but I don't think Vincent would really. Yeah, he's more worried about the otherworldly aspects of this cleanup more than he is that.
Same.
So, I just gives me the creepies to think about leaving the bodies here to be conjoined with whatever
It's down
that
there.
was. But I do think whether we burn them in the tunnel or burn them in the place, I think we do need to burn the bodies. And my suggestion is burning the place down. But again, open to suggestions. But we need to make a decision quickly and get
Let's
out.
burn it down.
Yeah, we'll have the lantern and probably some alcohol we could use.
Yeah, I think. I think we drag them up. We close it up. Figure out anything that any variety of accelerants that we can quickly get our hands on in that place and get to work.
All right. So you guys do that. You're taking any bodies upstairs, or just leaving them down there? It doesn't matter. I'm just wondering what for role plays aspect.
I think. Do we take all of the cultists up? Do we take Silas up? What do we take everything up? Anybody got a preference?
I don't know. If we pick them all up, we can pile them in a pile and burn them. And so they're
Probably.
all burnt.
Yeah, it's probably as good a choice as any bad choice we have. I don't think. Well, we just hopefully figure out a way to ensure that this burns long and hard.
So,
All right.
So
Yeah.
you guys make sure you have all your belongings that you looted, and start thumping some heels up the stairs to bring them upstairs. Find some pelts off the walls, and I think he had a chest. Silas had a chest full of nice skins. For you guys to look at, that you probably throw on top of the pile there. Use the lantern oil.
Yeah.
Get a nice
I
soak
spread
going.
some of that around if I can.
Absolutely, yeah. So you even go into Silas's room. Remember there,
Mhm.
get at his bed, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think any cleaning supplies.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, some cleaning supplies. Yeah. All right.
I'm sure they got some fucking lye in there somewhere. This is 1930s.
And you take one of their long pipes or something, and you just kind of like place it on the edge. You're like, ah, there you go. Yeah, that'll set them up. This is what happened.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to take the justice of lighting that blaze of fire and narrating what happens after, so I'll leave it to whatever you guys do.
I think the only question is, are we? Does it matter if we leave from one side or the other? Do they go anywhere appreciably different?
You have a taxi supposedly waiting for you on the street.
Charles.
Yeah, homie's still there.
What was his name again?
Charles.
Charles, thank you.
Yeah.
I think we go out the back and wrap around just in case someone is at the front door.
Sure.
So like,
It'll-
we've already gone to his room and like checked outside once. We'll
Yeah.
repeat that process. Make sure nobody's right there.
You have to make a trip around the block because it goes down some stairs out back, and then you have to make a trip around the block. That's fine.
Is there in this blustery weather? Is there a bunch of snow that we're going to leave a bunch of tracks in?
There is, unfortunately.
I don't think there's a lot we can do about it, but we can kind of muss our feet about in the process. Kind of.
Put your shoes on backwards.
Definitely, yeah.
It sounds stupid, but I mean, it's.
I think if we just sort of, there's probably, obviously, well, in my mind, all the guys came in from that way, but there's no telling.
You do see footprints that were coming in, and yeah.
I think we just do our best to kind of use those and muss up the ones that we don't, and
All right.
cross our fingers and roll out.
Drag my bag a little bit.
Love
It's
it.
heavy.
All right, so who lit the blaze? Just tell me what you do, and let's get with it.
Oh, I mean,
All right.
torch, touching all of the things.
Goes
I say,
up.
Sorry, Silas.
Yeah.
I never did like the smell of incense.
It's heavy in the air.
Hey,
I've literally got incense going.
I'll roll my eyes because that's all I have in my shop in New Orleans. I knew he didn't like me.
It was the smell all along.
It
He
was the
doesn't like
smell. That's what woke Abby up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns.
Your sense of fact. This is weird cult smells.
You guys are chatting like this as you're just a little brisk jog away from the building around the corner.
Yep.
You make your way around the corner and see a sputtering car taxi in front of you, still running there. So the building
Is he awake?
smoking because you can see it, because the taxi's just right there in this little alleyway, so you can peek around the corner and see the building is smoking.
Yeah, that's the first question. Is he awake? Like she asked.
Is he awake?
We left him with a bottle, so.
No, I'm gonna say his head's probably against the glass. He's waiting for you. He's not snoring, so maybe he's little light sleep, maybe little doze off for a second.
All right. Do we need to watch this blaze, or do we need to get the fuck out?
We need to leave.
We need to get out.
All right. Let's go.
Is Do we get Charles in the passenger seat, or do we?
Yeah, sure. I could get him out of the car and put him in the passenger seat when y'all can drive. I'll nicely suggest that he gets out.
I'm glad
He's our boy.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Here we get on in. Let's go. I'm ready to. Where are we going?
I just lift him out and just drag him into the street and open the back of the cab and put him in the back of the cab and get in after him.
Oh, we're going to the. Okay, yeah. Stick me on in here. Thank you. Nice of you to pick me up, sir.
Yeah, Charles.
Well, it's our turn to pick you up.
Thanks for waiting
Yeah.
on us.
You're a good man.
Who's driving?
Oh, well, I'll get that. And he starts to open the door and.
No. You stay back here.
Oh.
I think I was one of the lowest drive scores, so I'll let somebody else take a.
Who
take
has drive?
I have 20.
I think I put 5 points in just out of paranoia.
I don't think you guys want me to drive.
I think they do.
I'm short, but I'll drive.
Everyone, I think, has 20. I don't think anybody is particularly good at. Oh, you have the best as 25. And
Well, apparently I do. Okay, for some reason I thought somebody else had better.
Yep.
Well,
I'm a real
I'll take-
professional.
I've got this.
Great.
I'm gonna take the most roundabout. Like we're gonna.
You probably know the
Yeah.
area better too.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
he probably does.
I mean, not my burrow, but you know.
Yeah.
I think we'd probably I would like wrap us like across one of the other bridges and like back around to the other end of Manhattan, like instead of going back through from like Harlem, Manhattan.
Sure.
So like wrap us around, take the long road, and I don't know, either ask everybody whether we wanted to go to the hotel or somewhere else.
Hotel.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Okay. So you guys head back to the hotel. Are you at a? What kind of pace are you at? Are you pedal to the metal? Are you going fast?
Oh.
Are you just going?
Super.
Okay.
I'm trying to play it cool as a cucumber.
All right. Cool as a cucumber. I don't think I need a drive test. There's hardly anyone on the road but taxis.
Well,
You are a taxi, and yeah. You do see maybe a cop or two every now and then as the only other people on the road, but most people are not driving around right now. Yeah, so you are able to make it back to whatever hotel you're staying at. I can't remember at the moment. I want to say it's the Chelsea, but that doesn't sound...
Chelsea, Waldorf.
Yeah.
Remember.
I think it's Hotel Chelsea. But anyway, so it's not important. You get there, and how do you pawn off your friend there? He's in the back of his own taxi.
Did he pass out?
Oh yeah, he's good sleep back there, and he's probably pissed himself at this point too. Honestly,
Yeah. At least it's his own taxi.
yeah,
Just leave him in the.
that's a good point. Just leave him in the back, but then you won't be able to use him again. He'll probably be.
That's okay.
I mean, taxis like operate out of like a spot, right? Like,
Yeah, they do have a branch that they would call out of or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
something like I think
Mm-hmm.
like the official like I don't know when that started. It doesn't matter. I'll look. Like I'm sure there's something in the glove box and get him at least in the right vicinity. And
Oh,
just,
sure. All right.
as long as it's not too far of a hike for us after that.
yeah, that works.
block or two away.
So you guys bundle up and make your way back to the hotel. Yeah, sounds good to me.
My gloves are off in my bag at this point. I never specified that, but I hope that.
Your claws.
You have stowed your weapons.
Yeah, I'm not walking around with cat claws.
What is this, Tekken?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, you guys head back up to your rooms, and I don't know what's in your mind. Is it like, fuck, we have to sleep now, or is it, man, we need to go over all this stuff that we've got, or is it, man, we've got to get out of town? Like, what's going through your heads?
Well, clarify, I believe it is the Sunday before the gala on Monday.
It is, if we are skipping
Yes.
time forward, yes, it is that. Because we had a discussion last session about how everything was happening in one day, but then we would just go ahead and say it was the next day. But yes,
So I think we moved this
yes,
to like that Sunday.
I agree. So it is
So-
it is Sunday, and the gala is tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the topic of conversation, right? So like, are we, do we need to talk to the lawyer? Do we need to go to the gala? Do we need to skip the gala? I mean, what do we have now that we didn't have before, aside from confirming how much of a cult presence is here and eliminating at least part of it?
I don't think we have a lot of actionable. I don't think. Sorry, fuck. I don't think that we gained. I don't know how much we gained usable to like that makes us stronger going into the gala. I mean, we confirmed there's like you said, we confirmed there's a cult here, and it's stronger than maybe we thought. But that doesn't really do anything for how we're going to interact with people at the gala. We don't have information to push them on. We don't have new ways to talk about things. We're not going to be like, hey, there's a zombie that we killed. Have you ever killed a zombie?
Yeah, no, I think and the main reason we were going, right, is trying to get people to the safe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
People to
Found
what?
the book.
there's a book that's supposed that
And the
that his
Carlisle
note said
safe.
was in the Carlisle safe.
But we found the book that was missing, right?
We found
A
dark-
book.
yeah, we found one of the books he was asking for
Okay.
that wasn't there.
Miriam Atwright from Harvard University told you that the African dark sex book was missing, and you guys found that, have not looked over it.
Yeah.
But you know that there was a paper from Jonah Kensington, remember notes from Elias that had mentioned when in his ramblings the day before he died, I think even, what book is in the Carlisle's, something, what book is in the Carlisle safe.
What book in the Carlisle safe? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Books.
that was our that was the goal of that trip, was finding that.
And if I remember right, he wrote that while he was in Europe, in London, and then came back. That I think, if I remember right, that's what Jonah Kensington was saying. He went to London for a while, maybe like a month, if that, and then sent this, and then came back over or something like that. So
The Elias. Did
Elias,
that, right?
Elias, yes.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. So I guess the question is, do we still think we need that, or do we think, we have confirmed enough that, is it time to go to Europe? Is it time to go to Africa? Is it time to go to Hong Kong? Wherever it was. I don't remember if it was.
No, I can't remember.
I think it was Hong Kong, right?
Shanghai, China.
Shanghai.
Shanghai. I was like,
Shanghai.
Hong Kong doesn't sound right.
It didn't quite sound right, but I could not think of anything other than Beijing, and I was like, it's not Beijing.
Nobody talks about Shanghai.
Yeah.
Close.
I guess that's what we need to determine. We know a little bit about this cult. We know that we suspect some of these people are still about. We don't know why. We know that this cult is associated with our old friend from Peru. I did not like my previous experience with Nyarlathotep, and I did not like my experience with his underling here. So,
What is the Greenwich Mean Time?
GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. It's like a global time you can use.
Okay.
It's on. Is the Big Ben? Is that the Big Ben time?
GMT is we're -5, right? Like we're -5 of GMT, or well, it's technically UTC now instead of GMT, but GMT is the 0 on time zones. It's the international date line that runs through London-ish, I believe.
So they were using that, probably.
Yeah, seemingly.
Since we found that.
Yeah, there was some coordination with that.
Chrono.
Sorry, Mike, I think you said something, but I couldn't quite hear you.
No, you probably heard Molly.
Help, Molly.
As you guys are discussing this, roll me a spot hidden, everybody.
Uh-oh. That's terrifying.
That's terrifying. Success.
Wow.
We're in our hotel room.
Yeah.
Nothing. What you got?
10,
All right.
which is at least a hard success.
Oh yeah, you got many successes with a 10. In fact, let me double check here to make sure. Close. 7 was a extreme.
Yeah.
So yeah. You are discussing these things with everybody around, and you realize that Abigail hasn't kind of chimed in a while. And you look over, and you can see her holding her. You know how some people just kind of like fidget like this when they're kind of nervous and just kind of consoling themselves and rubbing their shoulder. I do it all the time. I do like this, stuff like that. You notice that you can see Abigail wince every now and then when she's like rubbing her shoulder, and her hand just kind of like puts a pressure on her shoulder for a little bit longer than it should.
Longer than it should. Why?
If you were just kind of like doing this, but like it looks like she's pressing her shoulder. It's kind of weird.
Okay. And other than noticing this, Chad doesn't have any idea what.
No, Chad has no idea.
No.
But there's not something that I'm missing that Vincent would notice about this, right? Like it's just.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
But
obvious
Vincent, you
about
did
what
notice.
we
You
were
rolled a spot hidden and noticed.
Well, yeah,
this.
Vincent noticed something was going on,
Yeah.
but Vincent doesn't have
No.
some thought about it that I don't.
Which is funny, Zach, because I do that. I sit here and I do this a lot.
Let's-
I do that like during meetings and stuff. I'll just
Mhm.
sit here and do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Just sit
don't.
here and just,
I fidget, but I don't do that.
yeah.
Shocking to all of everyone.
Yeah, they fidget.
Surprisingly, it's supposedly a feminine thing, but I found myself doing it very often. I don't know.
Well,
We like to feel the collarbone.
mid whatever sentence. It was Shanghai. Abigail, are you
Yeah,
all right there?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay,
Mhm.
something's wrong with.
No, I'm good.
Do I believe her?
I mean, I would imagine she probably like pulls her whatever she has on.
Yeah.
A little bit around her, yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Abigail, you're not acting like Abigail. Don't.
I just saw my friend in a well with my family in a well.
I heard lots of people in a well, but I don't think any of them were your family.
I saw my family.
Well,
You may not have seen them, but I saw them.
I'm just looking at Iris and looking at the argument and looking at Iris and just look
Got any
across.
more left in that bottle?
I look across the room. I was about to say look across the room and I see a bottle and I slowly start inching towards the bottle while the argument's happening. Just grab it and come back to my seat and start pouring.
I mean, so
Abigail-
when I say do I believe her, I mean like from like my psychology roll. Like, do you want me to roll it? Like, is there anything
Hang on, Abigail. What color shirt do you have on?
It's probably. Well, let's see. We're in New York. It's probably fucking freezing.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Definitely
January.
fucking freezing. Definitely. fucking
Underneath it would probably be kind of like a lightish blue purpley color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me psychology, Vincent. Iris, you're just looking at this like, I just want to open up this bag and look at the stuff.
Mhm. Sorry, I complicate things with my craziness.
It's not gonna get
Like-
non-complicated from here.
This is just
Yeah,
my dice. They love me so much.
good.
I am 1 under my
Mm.
wildly,
No.
insanely high.
Are you at 78?
No, I'm 1 under.
Oh,
I rolled
perfect.
a 76. I barely succeeded
Hey.
on a fucking 76.
Success is a success, man. It doesn't
It's-
matter at what
well,
level.
It should be fucking piss easy for me to get a hard success here.
Well, she's acting so strange. It's hard to get a dial in on her.
Yeah.
So you very clearly know that she's fibbing in her own way. To what degree, you have no idea why she would
Sure,
be fibbing
sure.
about rubbing her shoulder.
But okay.
And she's
Yeah.
everybody's still got their coats on, and still
Mhm.
bundled up. You guys just got in. You take your coat off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
As she-
actually, no. If I would still have it on, yeah, I'd probably still have it on.
yeah.
But maybe every now and then, just kind of.
Okay.
I've been texting Zach.
I saw him. I saw him give you
Mhm.
the gesture there.
Mhm.
I think it's.
I love it.
At that point,
It's like when Jason and I
I
would text stuff.
would
dude.
just appeal to Iris. Iris, I feel like our friend's a little off. I know that was a lot, but you just being a little cagier than normal here. Can I help me out here?
Yeah. I feel guilty because my claws actually might have hurt her shoulder or something. I see her.
You did grab her with the charm, the grippies there.
Yeah. I'll go check
Not
on
me out of
her.
my crazy. You're part of my crazy.
Well, perhaps. Which one of the two of you was the one that did have a little bit of medicine?
A little bit of medicine. I mean, I probably have some like herbal, something or other in my bag.
I've got a 30 first aid. Sorry, I should. Medicine is a skill.
I have 33 first aid. Medicine, I have 1. So it's not many.
I think
40.
We
40
want to do a
first
first aid anyways.
aid.
Yeah. I was thinking it was Iris. I just wanted to confirm. That's well, perhaps now that you've taken your fancy new gloves off, maybe we need to make sure that you didn't hurt her too badly.
Yeah. I'll take my jacket off, probably a big fur that she lent me, and I'll ask her like, let's take our jackets off and how are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm just a little tense. That's all. Just from everything. I'm just
It was probably
really
from my
tense.
claws. I'm
Really
so
hurts.
sorry about that. I
Oh, it's
did not mean
okay.
to hurt you.
It's just a little sore. It's fine.
Let's take a look.
I'm good. You guys go. You go look at the stuff that you brought back. I know you really want to. We need to. That's more important.
I just like I glance over at Iris. It's like,
I promise I'm okay.
Like I'm not gonna make her. No, I'm not gonna like
Take your
force
clothes
her
off!
to
Take your
take
clothes
her
off!
jacket off. Like,
Wait,
okay.
I'm fine. I'm still
be
really.
clear,
I'm
sorry.
really cold. I'm really cold, and I haven't warmed up yet. So I'll
we
ta-
just
I'll
wanted
take my
we
jacket
just
off.
wanted to take her jacket off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm watching this happen for a few seconds, and I've been in the back, like sipping my drink, and I go to the sink and get a glass of water and walk over and just spill it all over.
Nice move.
I trip. I'm like, oh
Declan,
no!
you lush.
Dang.
Now I'm not going to take it off because now I have to go dry it. I'm going to go and go into the bathroom and get a towel while I'm still wearing it, and just because I can't lay it down. I gotta.
My knowledge of fashion has eluded me.
It's mink.
Gotta dry it off. Come on.
As he
No.
comes and spills that over, you realize that Declan is in probably dire need of medical attention from a large laceration from
Yeah.
I'm
like
still
clavicle down
dying.
his
I'm just not
chest.
complaining.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Declan. I think
Forgot about that.
you're bleeding like bad.
No,
Like,
I was bleeding. Now I'm just kind of oozing.
Okay, well,
He
why
says-
don't I take a look at it? I can help you with that.
And I just
You have first aid. I do have first aid for meta.
Can you?
I do
Can
have first
you?
aid.
I'm not drunk, but I'm getting kind of woozy. I'm like, can you look? They can look at your jacket.
What? I'm not hurt. You're the one that's bleeding.
I grab a little bit of the blood and I reach out and smear it on your jacket. I'm like, your jacket's bleeding now too.
Oh.
Okay, guys, let's.
You want to put some more on there? Why don't you just turn it red? Why don't you just turn it red?
At this point, I'm just
ahead.
watching
Just go ahead.
the train wreck.
Come on, Declan. I'll get him to go sit down in a chair and.
I won't fight. I am very hurt, but I was just trying to take the opportunity to get blood on your jacket.
Just make my jacket red, why don't you? It's fine.
Well,
Blood.
winter coats aren't the best for the, dexterity needed to be performing rites of first aid there, Abigail. You wouldn't want to hurt
with
Declan,
your
would
obsession
you?
at my coat? I'm cold.
I walk over
a
and
nice
turn the
coat.
radiator up.
Okay, well, I will take it off in a minute when it's not cold. I'm going to go help Declan. I'm going to go try to help Declan.
Yeah, I'm not fighting.
All right. Roll me a
Remember
first
the last
aid.
time I tried to help you?
Roll me a
5 years
first
ago?
aid.
I'll take the glass from Declan's hand while she does that and take a sip.
Yeah.
I am just following.
All right,
Right
is
there.
it just a regular roll for first aid?
It is. Yeah. And I would imagine that Vincent's probably like looking at this like, what? This interesting like discourse between my compatriots here all of a sudden, and you're just kind of like analyzing everything.
I rolled a 70.
Oh no.
I was just
Nothing to do with
waiting
me,
for
that's
her
just
to.
the dice.
Well, the dice are telling the story here. I realize that she's about to like stick a finger in there. Can I intervene to prevent further harm?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You had to go ahead and give me a first aid roll as well.
Okay.
Oh, and Abigail, you could push yours if you wanted to.
Right, but if I push it and I still fail it, it's worse, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, who wouldn't want a second scar from Abigail?
From me.
Second
Yeah.
That's why I was surprised that Declan lets you do
I know.
that.
He's had enough to drink, but he doesn't care.
Which kind of leads to like how fucked up he actually is. That letting her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
I'm just over here dying.
Just over here dying, y'all.
4.
What the fuck is
Oh,
with your
excellent.
dice?
Yeah. So you are able to
Yeah.
you are able to quickly kind of patch up his wound there. I'm gonna say you even get out some suture and suture it
Yeah.
up. And so Declan will gain.
I find
one-
the complimentary,
Sewing kit.
Sewing kit, and
Yep. So you're able to suture it up, pour some whatever bootleg you got on it, and he's able to stabilize. He gets 1 point of HP, so he's at 6 out of 14.
all right. Well, one down.
Next, we look at Abigail.
I'm not hurt. I'm just cold.
You can't keep lying to us. We've spent so much time together. We know. So
Okay,
what are you
Go
hiding?
look through your bag of tricks.
Even if you're
I'm
not
gonna go
physically
warm up.
hurt, Abigail, something is going
Nope,
on.
I'm fine. I'm just gonna go sit back in my corner and stare at Declan. Make sure he doesn't pass out on himself.
As I start
Or piss
nodding
himself,
forward.
because I'm kind of curious if he will, like the cabbie did.
No,
Mhm.
No, I
Declan's
won't piss myself. I may die, but I won't piss myself.
Not
man has
at
standards.
least not until after I die.
Well,
right.
that part's not him.
It is not my
Not
body
anymore.
anymore.
He has exited the building along with the rest of his waste. I follow her back over there. I'm just standing there.
I write a note to Iris and give it to her and ask if she's possessed.
Check yes or no.
Do you
Yeah.
hand it to Abigail?
Maybe.
to me.
You can see Abigail's kind of. I mean, you're right there with everybody, right? So,
Yeah.
you can see Abigail.
No,
Kind of,
no. I hand it to Iris, not to
Yeah.
Abigail.
Or I'm just
Yeah.
interjecting real quick.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you can see Abigail just kind of like looking at you, and then like looking down at her hands, and then like looking up at you, and then like looking down at her hands, kind of like introspectively. Oh, go ahead.
Rubbing my hands. I'm just like rubbing my fingers a little bit, just like this. And I'll look up, and then I'll look back down.
Baggage is a lot easier to carry when it's shared.
I'll mimic her behavior as best I can to see if that makes her happier, but I still pass the note to Iris, and then I start messing with my hands while I'm still like barely conscious from blood loss from all my blood loss. I'm like
Blood loss and
While he's doing this, I
alcohol.
sneak some water down his what I can only assume is extremely neat whiskey.
That works really well.
Yeah.
Can I tell if anything is like possessive of her?
You're talking about like you.
Spiritually.
so
or...
Declan's pretty
I
stupid
mean, we
with
watched
this
her
to
get
begin
a
with.
spell cast on her.
Yeah, so like just for context, my character's like he's not super smart with this anyways, but he is on death's door almost, so he's kind of out of it. Well, not on death's door, but he's out of it. So it literally reads like a toddler, but like the intent is like
Yeah.
I think something is wrong with her,
Wrong.
like it's controlling her or something.
We watched Iris get possessed in Peru.
Yep.
Mhm.
We watched her presumably hallucinate. Like, it's not a leap,
Mhm.
to put that question out there, or question out there. So, just
And
as
then
a reminder.
I keep trying to match her movements.
Roll me an occult, Iris, while you have this note from Declan.
Success.
You don't think she's possessed. It doesn't seem to be possessed.
Okay.
Check yes or no. I don't remember what the note said.
Is she possessed? Yes or no?
Yes
I
or
was
no.
like, I'll write mania question mark. Maybe not possessed, but something is
Touched.
yeah.
Well, I've gone to worse interventions, but we're getting there.
Vincent, roll me a spot hidden while they're discussing.
Ruh-roh.
You have 36 luck. Or you could push.
We need a rules adjudication.
Yes, what you got?
I don't remember what 000 is in Cthulhu.
000 is always 100, right? Because otherwise you would need a double.
I think it normally is 100.
Yeah.
It's the same here.
But I felt like Cthulhu treated it differently.
Oh, you're talking about a critical fail, that is a critical failure.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's what that's what I couldn't remember.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to make things worse here, so. But yes, it is a critical failure. So.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
So I'll keep writing, not very inconspicuously, but I don't really have the brain power for that right now, and like respond and say that ask if she knows like what to do or if we should try to get her talking about stuff.
I love how you're all in the same room and they're just like off to the side just a little bit, just writing back towards each
Writing
other instead of
notes.
just talking.
We're passing notes in class.
Because Declan thinks he's being really sneaky right now. He's trying to help. He's doing his best.
What was your friend's name again? Ethel?
Ethel.
I'm gonna say Ethel. I'm gonna say, where's Ethel?
What do you mean, where's Ethel? How do you know about Ethel?
Who is she to you?
She's a friend back home.
Okay. You were talking about her, and very worried for her.
Yeah, I saw her at the well.
What well?
Oh, back in the room we were in?
There was no well.
I saw a well.
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 Damn it.
Well, there's a well!
well. Just reverse psychology is not working for me.
It's too good. Too good.
Damn it. Okay. Well, what's our next move?
Uncle's at home. I mean, now that I know the well wasn't real. I think the well wasn't real.
Are you still having a hard time differentiating what's real and what's not right now?
No.
That's good.
Roll me a spot hidden, Iris.
Maybe I can get it. 19. Let's go.
As Abigail says, like, no, and she's, like, playing with her hands, just how she is on camera here, you can see this, like, a sticky, dark red between her fingers as she's, like, playing.
Yeah. That's gross. Does she see it like that, or do I only see it like that?
That is real life as far as you can tell.
Okay. I'll ask Declan if he sees it. I'll write him a note and say, "Do you see that red sticky thing?"
And meanwhile,
I am
while
just
you're
sitting
doing
here
that-
as the teacher in class, watching like the middle school kids pass a note, just like.
I'm starting to nod off and fall asleep while you're doing
Like-
that.
I've been a professor, but I'm just like.
Vincent, the sad
And
thing
I'll-
is you critically failed your search too, so you're
That's
just like
why I
sitting there
critically
like,
kept watching her,
you
because
have
I'm just
no
watching
idea.
these two. I didn't notice her because I'm over here just like.
No, I failed.
Oh.
I don't
Every
have
30
enough luck-
seconds,
I don't
I
have
start
enough
to
luck
like
to
say
push it.
something to someone, and I'm like,
No, I
Wait,
wouldn't.
what?
I wouldn't.
I'll ask her, what do you have in your hands there? What is that?
I have nothing in my hands.
Oh, and Declan, you didn't need to roll for that. Being pointed out by Iris, you clearly see blood in her hands.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
sorry.
I thought you were saying to roll for that. Sorry,
No.
sorry.
I mean, I've got stuff on my hands. Oh.
Like, you don't see the blood on your
No,
hands?
I know it's there.
Why are you playing with it?
I don't know.
This is not like you.
It's fun to play with. I like it.
This is not Abby would not
So
play
do,
with
do, I, do I
blood in her hands. This is not you guys. There's something wrong with her.
do I
I've been
think
trying to
so?
think.
Beyond mania, do I feel
Sure.
like she has like? Does this look like, whether it's right or wrong? Does
Mhm.
it look like PTSD to me from people I've seen? Like
oh,
reactions.
oh,
that people
absolutely. Yeah,
have?
it absolutely could be PTSD. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there?
I'm
There's like a little.
2-year-old playing in mud. This is just me talking, not Abigail. It's like with 2-year-old playing with mud in their hands, right? Just like
Yeah.
nothing unusual.
So is there a little patio? Or like a
Yes.
like a little. There's something that's not. I'm not gonna throw her off a patio. It's okay.
Where are you going?
Yes, there's a patio.
I take Abigail outside. You hear.
I'm gonna make the big blood.
As you get it, the question is posed. Well, if it's blood, is it yours?
I don't know.
Did she
I hand her a kerchief.
Yeah, I get something and like start cleaning her hands off for her because she's like, my good friend. I'm gonna.
I'll take
Help her
I'll
out.
take the handkerchief from, and I'll start wiping it off.
Okay. Yeah, something's not right.
Yeah.
I watch and wait for her to do this.
I would start looking at my bag at some of the things and see if she does anything else. I mean, I'm just gonna keep an eye on her. I think it's the
Okay.
mania.
I didn't stop her from going with you for the record, Declan. I just asked that question.
Yeah, I
when
had a
she got
phone.
off.
I had a phone call. I'm sorry. I was just.
Oh, you're good.
I was waiting for you to get done, but I was just gonna take her outside and like just talk, just try and talk, like see if I could take the angle of making her open up or feel better about like not even something paranormal, just from this just stress, just thinking that maybe something had actually been triggered that was. Maybe it was something just completely benign and real, and not anything that has to do with the zombies we just almost died from. But, yeah. If she'll come with me.
Sure.
Okay. I bring the drink too.
Cold.
Yep, bring a drink, get your coat buttoned up, and
Fucking cold.
definitely not a sliding door in the 1920s. So you open
No.
up the door and head outside and close it behind you.
I give a big thumbs up to Iris and Vincent as I'm going out. Like, yay!
So I'm like, we need to keep an eye on them, Vincent, because he's drunk. And I don't want them to fall overboard or anything.
You say
So
that
I
as you're like you pull out, you know,
Some things.
the
yeah.
headband and the scepter and the bowl, and you're like pulling all the stuff out of your bag there.
It's like Christmas to me.
Mm-hmm. Back to you, Declan and Abigail.
I've just
No.
I just ask her what's
Today's
actually wrong,
And most of the time. He asked you what's wrong.
Oh.
and I hand you a drink. I just ask you what's actually wrong.
There's nothing wrong. I mean, we made it out of there. There was a lot of crazy carnage, and people got shot. You got shot. Did you get shot? Is that what that is?
And I think about it, and I'm like, no, I think I just got like hit with a big angry. It was a big angry guy hit me.
Yeah, I couldn't. It kind of looked like a graze or a cut. I couldn't quite tell if it was from
I
getting
think we
shot.
discussed the fact that you probably had a chip in your fucking collarbone
Okay.
at this point.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I would
yeah.
know that. I would know that then.
It was It was intense.
Yeah, you got fucking hurt. Everybody else, it's
And
just a lot. It's just a lot. A lot of blood.
I just unprompted. I'm like, yeah, I was. I'm not gonna. Honestly, I would like to RP it, but my brain's just not working well enough. So I'm gonna give the broad strokes of the story I tell of this guy I'm with that dies horrifically. And in true fashion, I'm trying to be empathetic, but I give way too much detail, which would probably make you feel worse. But about this guy that like I'm with, and he dies horrifically when we're in France. And I'm like, I understand what it's like, and I wasn't the same, and blah blah blah. Trying to just and from what you like. I'll say I'm being genuine, but hopefully you can tell he's like, unlike inside, it's not like a trick. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna spill something on your jacket. He's just trying to be a friend and think that he'll help you and that something's wrong. So I'll say that while I clink the glass and then try not to fall over the railing.
Try not to fall over the railing.
And I watch to see if she reacts at all. Like, see if
So
she's
how are you saying? Like you were talking about the guy who
like, I'm just
died
giving like
I got really distracted.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, like, just a generic, like, it's a true story, but I don't think Declan's talked about it before, but just one of his friends dying at the war and, like, how it affected him, because he like, thinking that you're genuinely having some kind of PTSD from before we knew you, and that maybe it got triggered, and just seeing if you're, like, react to it, or if it maybe makes you look not as, like, not like there's as much of a mask, like, if you just look more normal and genuine.
Well, how did he die?
Well, we were in a town, and there was a tank, and the bodies don't really stand up very well to tank rounds, and we were there, and 1 minute he was there, and the next minute I'm there, but half my body has his guts on me.
That sounds like a
And,
lot of blood.
you would not believe the amount of blood in a body. Like, I know you can see me right now, but it's shocking. It is really shocking how much blood is in your body. And then I realized, I'm like, I mean, but like, it's like we don't have to. I don't know. We don't.
No,
we
it's
don't-
okay. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Well, interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
So the did you cut your hands? I know you said you weren't sure, you didn't know, but is that
Well,
from
because I don't remember everything that happened down in the basement cellar thing, so I don't really know.
Well, we were all trying not to die, and I was getting severely smashed. But you were kind of off. You were standing off. You don't remember standing off near the big gaping hole that apparently
All I
you saw
remember
differently.
is seeing a well and seeing Ethel sitting on the side of the well and seeing my family in the well, and I knew I had to get in there and save them. And then the next thing I know, I'm sitting on the floor with Iris. I don't know.
Okay, but you know Ethel wasn't there, right?
That's what I've been told.
Well, you know me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I think I would have known if I saw. I'm assuming she's a girl. Maybe is she old?
No.
Okay. Well, I definitely didn't see. I did not see a little girl helping us kill the zombies.
Not a little girl. She's not old. She's close to my age.
And I do the standard, like, the tropey thing of a guy, like, back to, like, not asking, because I don't remember your age. I'm like, well, did a fine, like, whatever great age you're at, I didn't see...
Yeah.
I didn't see that. And I definitely would have noticed, at least before. So I'll give you credit that after I got the shit knocked out of me, maybe I wouldn't have noticed. But before then, I would have. So maybe... I mean... How did you know her? I don't remember you telling us about her before this.
Probably haven't. I met her after Peru back at home, and we're friends. I don't. There's not much to tell. She went through some issues. With I told her a little bit about what happened in Peru, and she's been through some crazy trauma herself, and we've kind of bonded over that and try to keep each other sane.
Why don't you call her?
1920, and
I mean, you can call and be connected. You would,
yeah, I mean, I would, but it's it's late there.
Well,
they're
okay.
like 5 hours ahead or 6 hours ahead.
Maybe it would make you feel better if you do that tomorrow.
Maybe,
and
yeah.
If you maybe you just I don't know, maybe you miss her. But I promise she wasn't down there getting killed by zombies.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. How's your shoulder? I'm gonna
It really fucking hurts.
Yeah. Is it still bleeding, like through the bandage? It doesn't look good.
It probably would be oozing, and I mean, did we out of character? I got like 1 point, but like at some point I probably need to go get like antibiotics.
Yeah.
Or go to a real doctor so I don't lose my arm.
Tetanus?
Or just die.
Yes,
Tetanus shot.
you could go to a real doctor if you want to, or you could have one of these fine people around you roll a medicine check for the week.
I thought they already failed, and now I had to go to a doctor.
No.
I'd love for them to do it.
No,
That's
we've done a first aid. You've got a medicine check you can still do, which will give you 1d3 points. So
okay.
And then every night sleep you get 1. So kind of slow roll it there.
Okay. Yeah,
You ain't gonna die.
I mean, I'm not feeling great, but I've, I just, we can go back inside with the others. I don't want
we should get you to change your shirt or something, because it's got a lot on it. You should probably change out of that.
I stare suspiciously at her jacket. I'm like,
I will if you will.
Well, you weren't.
Okay, it's just on mine. I'm not. My shirt is ripped. My shirt is ripped.
And so at this point, like, I'll kind of let her if she's trying to go back inside. I'll let her because I don't think I would be. He's not good. Mike is not good at this right now, but Declan is worse than I am, and so he's just trying to be like a friend. And I feel like in my state, I would be mostly convinced that you're just having PTSD, and that I'm probably making it worse. So I'll be like, okay, well, we can go back inside.
All
It's fine. We can stay out and talk. I don't care.
I look out.
Tell me more about the war.
Well,
If you want, you don't have to.
it was the best of
I'm
times.
sure you
It
saw
was
a
the
lot of
worst of
carnage.
times.
What?
I said it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
And I'm just like, I'm sure you saw more, carnage than we've seen here, and more than ever I've seen. So,
Well,
if you ever want to talk about it,
yeah, I appreciate it. It's honestly, it's kind of weird. There's parts of it that are really vivid and that I can recall really well, and then there's just these giant gaps, like where it's I think doctors, I've heard it's trauma, but it's like there's this big portion of my life that I know I lived, but I don't remember what I did. I'm not dead.
Does it seem to you like the vivid stuff is more like the gore and the blood?
Yeah, and gore and blood. There are a couple of like really nice memories though, like random like meeting families like from towns that have not that I didn't save them. I don't think I was a hero, but that had been like people had rolled through beforehand, and there's just these nice like just these memories of just things that don't matter, like a kid in a street. That's nice. I can remember those, and then my friend getting misted next to me, and honestly, funny. A lot of war is really boring. We did a lot of waiting. We sat there and did nothing for a long time.
I've heard hurry up and wait is a thing in
Yep.
during war time. Makes sense.
And I'll drink my drink and then
Back in the Great War.
I know, right?
And you guys,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'll like motion that to go back inside and just kind of
it's fucking cold.
yeah.
It's fucking cold.
You guys
I
make your way inside, and
an obsession, because she jumped to want to help sew you up. She wanted you to talk more about the blood.
I can definitely we can test this theory. I will if you say talk about gory stuff.
Or I could like accidentally prick my finger as I'm looking through the bags of stuff and to see if she sees the blood and
yeah, or
has a
like
reaction.
change my dressing in front of her too. That'd be nice and gross.
Talking about me. You're talking about me like I'm not here.
Not talking about you. We're talking about the made up person.
Oh,
I'm not really a World War I veteran.
so
Wait
a second. So, you guys go
do you
back
think
in.
it's like a body snatcher thing? Because I kind of feel that way too.
Yeah, we go back in.
And we cut back over to Iris. I think you were speaking up. You said you wanted to say something.
It is.
Yes.
We are currently 100 years minus a week off of this.
Yeah, this is weird.
That's pretty funny.
It is January 18th,
Yeah.
1925.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry, I just realized how fucking close it is.
I mean, yeah.
To almost exactly 100 years.
That's weird.
We joked about that like in November, that it was like, oh, we're going to hit it, 100 years.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Here we are.
I didn't expect it to be that damn close.
Fair.
Well, Iris.
Yeah, as I'm looking through the bags, I accidentally like prick my finger maybe on the claws or something that was in my bag as I was taking it out.
Sure.
And I start bleeding just a little bit.
Blop, blop,
Yeah.
blop.
If anybody's inside
They're walking in.
looking at the blood, no reaction.
Doesn't seem to be any reaction.
I'll because I don't know. I just feel like it looks like to me, to Declan, you just pricked your finger. I'm like, hey, are you good?
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, I just pricked my finger on these claws that I used earlier. It was clumsy me.
Are you okay?
Now
Yeah,
two of you
I'm
get hurt by these claws. We're gonna have to watch out.
Right.
Turn into creepy cult weirdos on us.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just
Okay. Looks like a lot of blood for just a little scratch.
oh yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just wrap it up. Unless you want to wrap it up. You got something to wrap it up with?
Yeah. I'll go with my bag and pull out like a little. I've probably been using an old shirt to rip off to make,
Do you have
other
that,
stuff for first aid.
you have that handkerchief that Vincent gave you from earlier?
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
No.
Technically, it has a bunch of somebody else's blood on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Person unknown.
I may take it. I'll take it out and like find a clean little corner and try to clean it off a little bit and then carefully wrap it.
Okay. I'll keep looking through my things.
Those don't hold up well to bleach.
Yeah, so you just pull out the scepter and the bowl and the book and the weird mask and your gloves. You're obviously already out in the robe and the bloody tongue mask. So you've got all this stuff laying out in front of you that you start looking over it. And I think
She's been playing with the artifacts while they've been outside. I had the paper and the book.
Okay, cool.
I've been leafing through the book and I pulled that slip of paper out, which as I looked at the physical copy, there's no date on that.
On the one from Jonah Kensington, is that what you're talking about?
No, the handbill, the one that we found in the pile of stuff down there.
The Cult of Darkness?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's old. It's not recent. Yeah, it's old.
Yeah, I thought that was the case. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had any notes on like when it actually, like the date of it, but that's what I wanted to confirm. Okay. So I'll put that down as curious.
Mm-hmm.
Because that name isn't a name we know, right? Anthony Cowles?
Correct. No, you're not familiar with that.
Yeah. And Cult of Darkness, aside from being very on brand with everything else, is, again, not...
Somewhat sensational.
Indubitably.
While he's continuing to look over, I'm assuming you're looking at the book now, Vincent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a role for... Let me look at your character.
Yeah.
There's not. Okay. I was wondering, like, what the role is when you want to, like, go over a book. Like study
library?
it. Like study. Yeah, thank you. Well, library is like trying to find stuff. I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
And I guess there isn't a role from what I'm looking at. Okay. Good.
Nothing that I recall specifically.
Isn't. There's just a time. There's a time limit. Okay.
That's kind of what I assumed it was just sort of. I mean, I imagine I'm pretty good at this point on skimming a text.
As of Delta Green, right? The same deal, like this stuff is like 6 week study time or like, very large chunks of time to do this stuff. While you're going over it, you realize, did you already read the excerpt for Africa's Dark Sex? I uncovered it, but I didn't read it for anybody yet because I did it last time. I'll read it for you.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Not that I recall.
It's in English by Nigel Blackwell, 1920. Sexto Decimo, which I think is the format of the type of hardback it is. Blue pasteboard covers with marbled end papers and blue stained pages. It's written by explorer Nigel Blackwell during his travels across Africa. The book is an odd mix of travelogue and expose of the ritual practices of a variety of African cults. Although the notes of his travels were obviously turned into a book, no publisher is listed on the title page, and Blackwell is impossible to track down. Some believe the book may have been written under pseudonym, but there are no candidates as to the real author, if that is the case. And as you're glancing through here, you have a feeling that if you were to spend some time actually piecing together what you're looking at, you could potentially be able to raise the dead and create those Siembas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Intriguing.
You guys have uncovered your first spell.
Let me look at that book when you're done with it, Vincent.
I mean, I'm going to let you guys know that I believe that to be the case. Why is it not? Do I have to reload it? I don't know. Weird. All right. Well, I think figured out how Magumbe was doing his thing.
Hakuna Matata?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Mufasa. I don't remember his name.
Simba.
Dikembe Mutombo?
Yeah, that guy.
So no wonder the book was missing.
Yes, but the question, and
Mm-hmm.
it would take me a moment to find it. She told us that it was found missing, and there was a smell or something.
I think it was sulfur, if I remember correctly. She said,
Yeah, in the
library.
In the library,
And-
where it was missing. Yeah.
Even having looked at it, like no context of why in the fuck that would be.
No.
No.
And when there wasn't anything like sulfurous about the JuJu House or the.
There was various things that
yeah.
smelled weird, but you didn't get a hint of like direct sulfur or anything like that. Yeah, no compound like that.
Okay. Well, aside from the literal, more physical artifacts, that was the only real textual type items that we had, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look on the corkboard, I've got all the stuff you pulled out of the.
That's probably the best place to look at. Because I was trying to find the excerpt you were talking about a minute ago, and I couldn't
It's
find it.
under scenes.
Oh, scenes. See, I was thinking handouts.
No, not scenes. Sorry, tomes.
Tomes.
Tomes down at the bottom.
Ah,
Expand it. Yep, America.
And if you go to the corkboard, you can double click it to open up that exact thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So on the bed, Iris, you have that cash box with the note in it that Vincent had.
Mm-hmm.
The cash box, just personal items taken from the people they were killing and making it into zombies, essentially. That I don't remember if you guys took the chronometer or not, but I just put it on here. I couldn't remember if you guys took it off the wall or not. The headband of gray metal with some like weird runes on it and stuff like that. Carved scepter. All just kind of like ritual stuff. Burnished copper bowl. Seems to be copper, but it's kind of weird. You got your lion's claws, robes, and the bloody tongue mask. Other than that, you've got this very strange mask. Yeah, that's what stands out versus everything else. Is this mask?
Hayama?
Well, that's its
Hayama?
actual name, but you don't know that. I just
Oh,
happened to know
okay.
it.
Gotcha.
Carved wooden African mask. It's got 4 faces perched atop a thick corded neck with like a basket-like reed right here. Feather and fabric collar that kind of would hide your face, so like your face would be down in the neck part, and it's got these faces that are above your head. Yeah, pretty cool looking. Anybody have a botany or natural world by chance?
Captain.
Botany, yeah.
It can be a science. Botany or
In natural world.
yeah, I think everybody's got a default 10.
If you guys would like to try, go ahead and go for it. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Fail.
I have a 15 in Natural World.
What about that?
Totally passed.
So
Kidding.
I know all about that.
I know so much about that.
Everyone says mitochondria are the building blocks of plants.
Wait a second, something doesn't sound right here. Thought they were the powerhouse.
No, those are atoms.
I in my flipping through that book, there's no illustrations. I'm sure that would potentially be.
No, nothing like that here. That's matching what you're seeing. Did everybody roll and fail? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you were. Yeah, I rolled it 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cool looking mask.
I mean, any vibe other than that is just really fucking weird.
You have no idea what it could be used for. It doesn't have like blood or anything on it like that.
Can I?
That's what I was asking because
Yeah.
it seems distinguishably different than
It
like
is.
those like other hat mask things
Yeah,
that
I
they.
mean, it's clearly, that wooden African face kind of mask style that they do. But yeah, it's very different than the rest of the stuff you've collected for sure.
Can I do my psychometry since I'm sitting there for however long already, anyways? To see about the last person that's had it on, or get a vibe from
You
it.
can try. This is the same day, so it will cost you to do it. You don't get it for free.
What did I do it? I did it on something else before.
Yeah, but you can still do it. It just costs you some luck and some magic point. You got full magic points, so it's fine.
And those go up next time.
After you
each time
sleep.
we play.
After you sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Is it sanity or luck?
It's both. So she gets it doesn't cost her any luck once a day, and then after that, it always costs her magic points. So yeah, I don't have what the magic points was at since everybody got reset, whatever the update, so it's at full. So
Well, she only did it once, so whatever the
Yeah.
cost was. Oh, it's a roll, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. But I guess so. There's a roll for how much luck it cost you.
no, it's a flat 10. It'll be a flat 10.
Or sorry, I meant Sam.
Remember, you have to click the macro down there, Michelle.
Oh.
There we go. Oh, we never. It looks like it broke again. That's why. So that works. So yeah. So we can use your roll that you did earlier.
Yay.
We'll need to double click your character, go to gear, go to psychometry, and see how many. 1d6 plus 4. That's what we need to find. Okay, so it takes 10 magic points away from you. It set you to 0.
I was at 14. Oh.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you spend some time holding this. Tell me what you're thinking while you're holding this.
I'm thinking of if this was used in what we just went through. Who would have this on? Would it be a leader? Or would it be a victim? Would they put that on the victim? I don't know. Or do they even use it anymore?
Or is it a trophy?
Or is it a trophy? Yeah, you are holding this, and you get the feeling that this was extremely important. Like, you can just feel, like, the weight of it. Like, people would kill for this kind of thing, right? Like, that kind of, like, covetous, energy about it. And you also feel like it wants to reach out to you. Like, you feel like something is trying to reach out to you through it. like to like as for like communication. Like you get that vibe, like a
Okay.
communication kind of vibe through it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does her doing this, like, is she just holding it, or is there like an incantation or something, or?
You can describe whatever you're doing. Shay, you can describe whatever this looks like to them from the outside.
Oh, that I'm honestly just holding it, kind of like really focusing. So I'm sitting still and holding it in my hands. Yeah, you can tell I'm really focused.
Yeah, and so you can feel this like contact, like wanting communication kind of through it, and then you can also feel like that kind of gets washed away, and then you can feel like a nefariousness come through it, and then that kind of washes away, and you can feel like that wanting to contact again.
Like they're kind of like fighting each other.
That's what it
over...
seems like. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's very strange, but yeah, that is the vibe you get from it.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and unlike normal, like that seems to be the gist of it. Like you don't see anybody wearing it, you don't see any like visions of how it was made or anything like that. Like it seems to be all caught up in this other energy.
Is that a call that she just gets the vibe of, or is it like a call that she can answer? Like, how does that work?
Would I be able to talk to it or communicate with it?
You would have to do something.
I would have to do something. I would have to perform a ritual, probably. Get some drums going.
There's some very obvious questions about what one would do with a mask.
Put it on. I've seen the mask.
I've seen the mask.
Declan
I
would
know.
put the mask on if you ask him, especially if he's still lost a lot of blood.
No.
I wasn't suggesting, and Chad was asking mechanically more than anything, just to clarify. But
Hey, Declan, come here and put this creepy mask on. Okay.
Yeah.
I've put on worse.
Turns into fucking Jim Carrey. Look at me go.
Somebody stop me.
I could put it on. My sanity's pretty high.
I'll put it on.
I am not.
No.
Why did I even ask?
Okay. I let Vincent know and everyone else that since we're all in the room, I'll let them know what I saw and how I felt. Seeing
You come out of the trance, and I've like come over to the table that you're at. I'm just kind of not in
observing.
your face, but I'm just watching.
Yeah. I'll just be like, whoa, that was really weird. Something.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you. Something wants us to communicate with it, but something was trying to stop it. I don't really know. I'll have to do some more.
Guess the
Focus
question
on
is it something that has some nefarious taint to it, or is the nefarious it?
Is it trapped or is it
It's cursed?
luring me to its trap?
Yeah, you didn't get the sense that this was in itself like something that would hurt you, but it's like a vessel that something would use to talk to you. That, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
But you
So,
also
like-
had you had like the whatever neutral whatever, but you also had like, okay, that's clearly like not good, you know.
Yeah.
going back and
Like
forth.
I don't want my soul to get
Yeah.
trapped in there. But still curious to talk to it.
Maybe wait
I
for
mean,
everybody to go to
that-
sleep and then you can sneak it.
Hey.
That is a big red button that he just kind of pushed on the table there.
Yeah.
One of many.
Well, I think Vincent said, that bit about, is it something that is, is the want to communicate the nefarious part, or is it something tainted that otherwise is not, evil, so to speak.
I don't know. I felt both. We'll have to
Yes.
see.
It's interesting. Many of these things are well, dangerous. I'm just sort of after that I'm gonna go back and I'm just sort of reevaluating and recollating, and I still feel that like I don't have a clear thing, like I don't have this is our next step. And I don't know if anybody else feels the same or different.
I feel like these are all over the place.
Yeah, like we have artifacts from Africa, we have tales from Africa, and England, and multiple countries in Africa, and the bit about Shanghai, and there's I don't know.
Maybe see if everybody, I don't know, like everyone is still alive from that last mission. And see if any of those personal items were theirs, and take it to the gala and see if the sister knew of any of those things, or I don't know. We can go to China and see if there's a cult there.
Casual trip to China.
The most, we have the lead of this safe. We have the lead of the question of who, what, when, where, and why. Most importantly, with the fact that we know that the white people weren't killed in Africa when they visited. All of this, they were killed. There were the person that investigated the scene saw mutilated bodies, but it was tribesmen, seemingly tribesmen of both sides there. And then supposedly,
go ahead.
Well, and then the other big, aside from their hops, the other big lead is this person that Jackson is certain that he saw, that was a member of the expedition in Shanghai, right?
Who was the psycho?
He talked to someone
analyst
that had said that they saw them in Shanghai.
They saw.
Yeah, he was not in Shanghai. Yeah.
Where did he? Do we know where he talked to that person?
I would have to look at the notes to make sure, but yeah. From what I remember, the last place Elias was in was chasing down the leads and stuff from like the Pinhue Foundation in London. Mm-hmm. And then he assumingly kind of went crazy and came back.
Yeah.
And you have links to the Pinhue Foundation on several of your handouts.
Mm-hmm. Aside from the name,
Edward Gavigan, I believe, was one of the guys that was on the expedition that he met, that Carlisle met in London as the expedition got kicked off.
Well, was Pinhue like the Egyptologist or whatever?
Absolutely, yeah. The Pinhue Foundation is an Egyptian. I don't even know what to say. It's like a club, but it's Egyptian kind of stuff, right? I don't know what you would call that in the 1920s, but like artifacts.
Yeah, it started with tombs of Egypt.
Yeah.
Would he be considered a psychoanalyst, or do we know a psychoanalyst, or have we found somebody that is one?
Who are you talking about? Mr. Gavigan?
Yeah.
There is one in the group. Who was it? Let's see.
Dr. Robert Houston was the psychologist.
Right. Yes, Dr. Robert Houston.
Check that psychoanalyst files. All of them survived.
The initial Pinhue thing was Sir Audrey Pinhue is the assistant leader of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Hypatia Masters, linked with Mr. Carlisle, who acted as photographer and archivist. Jack Brady, intimate to Mr. Carlisle, accompanies the group as general factotum.
If only Silas was alive, maybe he could tell us.
Right? Well, he was a shithead.
He was a shit. Let's
If
go.
only
to London.
Elias was alive.
Yeah, right.
If Linus was alive, we wouldn't be worried about this.
Well, I know we wouldn't be in this.
Nah,
mess.
actually, probably not.
He'd be helping us
Yeah,
instead of being eviscerated in his hotel room.
Shall we go to London?
It's the closest.
well, and that's
for
the
sure.
case, right? Do we follow the expedition,
Mm-hmm.
or do we pick a spot?
I don't have a. I mean, I don't. I think just honestly picking one and going. I don't have a. I'll defer to what you guys think. I mean, I'm kind of like in the same mind. Like, I don't know. I'm okay with if we want to try to, I guess, question people at the ball. I'm not honestly sure.
What we would say.
I don't know what we're gonna do there. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't go because I don't think it's pretty low risk. We're not like walking. I don't think we're walking into some cultist trap and we're gonna be flayed alive. I'm just realistically, I don't know what we're gonna. Like, we're already here. It's like less than half a day. We might as well fucking go. But like, I don't know what we're gonna. Or I guess it's almost a full day. But still, it's not that long.
I think
Go ahead.
there's two. To me, there's two big potential finds, right? Do we find out that Carlisle's sister, is she involved in the cult? Is she involved in covering up something? Is she, a friend to us as someone trying to find these members? Or, did she arrange their death? That would be something great to find out, but I don't know. I fear that the ones that we're most likely to find out are the worst ones, and then she would then know who we are. But if we do not go, we don't have the chance, and I am very aware that it is a small chance, of getting what is in that safe.
Oh, we should definitely go. And
Yeah, let's go
if-
and get the
We can
vibe.
present ourselves and hope that she is friendly and amenable, and will tell us what is in the safe. But given, and he just gestures wildly at everything in the room, all of this, something tells me it won't just be, oh, thank you for coming. I need your help. Here's this trove of information in my safe.
But that still doesn't answer like my question, at least. Like, I definitely, again, I want to go. I was talking. I agree with you guys, talking out loud. Like, I don't know what exactly. There's low risk in us going. Sure, there's risk, but I think there's low risk. But specifically when we get there, like, is it maybe ask some questions, see if one or two of us can somehow get some time with a safe that we're not 100% sure how to get into, because that has a lot more risk, right? So we don't know. We don't know how to get into it. We don't know who's guarding it. We don't know. I mean, we don't know what, like...
Abigail, you're the one that had a bit of lockpick skill, right? Somebody did.
I have one.
Even if we don't break into the safe, we could still get her vibe and see what kind of person she is,
Sure.
rather
Yeah.
than not going at all and missing something that we might miss. If
We
don't
should
go.
definitely go and talk to her. I think that's
Yeah.
100%. But just,
Yeah.
like, trying to plan before we get there. Like,
Yeah.
if we want to look at the safe, again, like, it's... We have the aspect of trying to get into it, just the pure physical realm, getting into the safe. But then, for all we know, since we just almost got killed by zombies, we don't know what else could be protecting the safe. There could be some kind of fucking magic rune on it.
Well, and is it
Or,
is her safe just a small wall safe, or is it a vault the size of a room? I don't know.
Exactly.
And from the other side of this conversation, it may be something that she's willing to share with you for all.
Well, and that's what I said a minute ago, right? Like, if we expose ourselves and say, "Hey, we're interested. We have, reason to believe, we have credible evidence that members of this expedition are still alive."
Should we wear any of
she's
the
certainly
personal
a
items?
potential. Do what?
Should we wear any of the personal items
What personal items?
that were in the cash box that we found inside?
What do you think links those to Miss
If they were
Carlyle?
the Carlisles that were found, or supposedly alive still, if the cult got their personal items.
So you're thinking like from Kenya,
Mhm.
they would ship them over, and he had them in the safe here in America.
I thought the implication was that it was the man and woman that were the Siembas.
That is the implication I gave, yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was certainly, we were led to that conclusion. I don't know. And it wasn't like, I mean, it was like, pocket money and a watch and like some jewelry, right? It wasn't like
it wasn't anything
Okay, never
a
mind.
lot of stuff.
gaudy or anything like that, yeah.
Um,
Especially for those 5.
My fear is that we introduce ourselves and find an antagonist, but there is very much the possibility that we introduce ourselves, we name drop Jackson, and hope that we find someone who can help us find that next step. I guess, well,
Yeah, somebody else might be at the gala that we didn't know that we needed to meet.
no, there's that too. I tend to agree. At this point, we're this close to it. It seems that we might as well go, though perhaps we should go ahead and at least make tentative arrangements to go somewhere in the morning. Perhaps we could talk to our financier and...
Oh yeah, was Tony looking over something?
Tony was the soon-to-be bodyguard of...
Oh yeah.
of our financier.
Yeah, of your financier.
That
Whose
guy.
name utterly escapes me. Captain Lawyer.
Captain Lawyer. That's perfect.
Captain Lawyer.
Captain Lawyer, man.
So check on him before we go to the gala.
That's what I mean. We could contact him in the morning and ask him to begin arranging.
Make sure he's still alive.
Well, yeah, ensure that he's alive. We can ask him to ascertain passage for the morning, Tuesday morning to go. But that's the question. Do we pick a spot and then change it if we talk to her and decide otherwise? Or do we...
The gala's not till 8 p.m., so we have
Indeed.
a lot of time during the day.
All right. Everyone, in a moment, I'm going to point at you, and I want you to tell me your gut instinct on where we go. All right?
On where we go.
On our first destination.
Okay.
We have a list of locations. What does everyone's gut say? I start pointing at Declan, and then I actually point at Iris.
I say we go check on our money guy and then go to the gala that night and make sure that Abby is still.
To be clear, I meant our travel. If we said we're leaving right now,
Oh, London.
you think London. All right.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
London.
All right.
Make it 3.
All right.
Three's company.
Three's company.
A little
Not a show
party,
yet.
a little party to send us off.
Well, it's the most logical place to start, though I do worry we're at the back of the trail. But I wouldn't even know where to begin looking if we did go straight to Shanghai. So,
Hey, we got somewhere here in New York, so surely we can get somewhere at our next location.
it appears that whatever they found when they went to Egypt is what sent them on this careening course of danger.
Maybe I'll have some dreams about it, and maybe I'll get a vision or something.
There you go.
Maybe
That
we
would
will.
be very helpful.
Maybe
That would be helpful. Do this.
How do you make that happen?
You sleep in the map.
The mask is calling my
Please
name.
help us.
Sleep in the mask.
Okay.
It would
Perfect.
it would be the perfect plan. That's why I said it.
I like this.
But I do that after everybody goes to sleep. They don't see me put it on.
Yeah, I definitely don't
Oh, you
actually
put it on
say
the
that.
mask?
If you're going to,
Yeah, I'm going to at night.
All right,
when
this is definitely how
I wouldn't stop you, but I'm not encouraging you to.
I like can't sleep. Like I cannot sleep because I'm so intrigued by it, and then no, it's like.
Well, I probably stay up too late, just making that corkboard in my brain. So do with that information what you will.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
So, we have consensus on waking up, going to talk to Carlton Ramsey
There he is.
to get your money in line, get him to get you set up on a steamer across the pond to London. Meta-wise, I'm going to tell you guys that takes about 9 days, roughly, give or take. Not important to us as players, but maybe you want to RP stuff that happens between there. You let me know. And then, after you get that squared away, get your wits about you and formulate however your approach is going to be going into this gala. Are you going into an approach of reconnaissance and investigation to try to break into the so-called safe or vault? Are you going in there with a information gathering and friendly tidings to Mrs. Carlyle? Or are you there just to kind of mingle, or maybe you split these angles,
I think what we had originally talked about was that we would split into two couples, and the initial plan would be for Abigail to try to make the friendly overtures, and if we felt it necessary, try to sneak in. And I guess that's the next question: is do I play highfalutin arm candy to the rich playgirl Abigail, or do I act as the fast talker to help Iris get where she needs to be? Who's with who? What makes the most sense?
I don't know.
I'm pretty stealthy, so I can probably stealth my way around.
Yeah.
Still.
I called dibs with Iris then.
I think we go for hiding in plain sight on that front. You're just you're hangers honors, and you
See what happens after I put the mask on, if I'm not crazy or not.
There we go. Yes.
Cool.
It's assuming that you don't. This doesn't end with you killing us all in the middle of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Whatever. Or
It would be.
her.
It would not be the craziest thing that I've seen happen.
It turns her
in
into a
these-
Simba. I mean, it's fine.
in these
Okay.
days.
It's fine.
So, everybody goes to sleep. Sans Iris, I'm assuming, at some point.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll end the session on this, roughly. Actually, what I'll do before I do this, go ahead and... Oh, actually, I do all this. Never mind. I was going to say, go ahead and hit your long rest buttons. I do all that for my end. So I'll do that after the session.
Did we do the medicine roll to try to get him further?
We didn't. Let's go ahead and take care of that before we
Yeah, I think.
forget
Sorry,
about it.
I hate to roll it back, but I
No,
think that's probably...
that's why I was kind of like slow rolling that conclusion. I was like, let's pick up all the pieces on this chewing gum before we continue.
I'll roll a medicine check and fail.
Oh no. Do you want to push it? Will he let you push it?
Push it.
Declan?
I guess
technically
you
got enough
try,
life to be a chunk.
you try to like fix it somehow, and maybe you like fuck with the wound some more, or you dig it open, and I just stare at you and I was like, I thought you were Iris.
I am Iris, but I just slipped.
I'll let you, because I'm really fucking hurt. So I don't
There's
know.
too much alcohol in his blood. He's a little.
Do I push it?
I just
don't know.
hand you a drink. I'm like, take this first.
I'm nervous. My first aid's better than my medicine, but you already did first aid.
He's stable. He's fine. He's gonna get meta-wise. He gains an HP every time he rests. You've got a nice long trip ahead of you, so staying out of trouble, he will recover.
I mean, I would assume that like pushing it and it going badly on medicine is that you poison him to some extent. Like I assume we're literally talking about medicine here.
He's going to lose a point of HP if you fail this.
I mean, I might as
Even
well
with a normal fail?
medicine check the next day.
A pushed fail is bad for him, so he will lose an HP. Yeah.
So
I could try again tomorrow.
I will have to look up the rules for it. I think it's once a week or something for medicine. I don't think
Once
it's
a
every
week?
day. Yeah, I don't think it's every day.
yeah, I think first aid is daily.
Yeah, I think you can do first aid, but not medicine.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I push it? I don't want to make it worse because they're just going backwards.
Yeah. I mean,
But if I do good, then
Then you can
The
do real
dice have
good.
not really been our friends today, except for Chad at the very beginning. So
it's. I mean, I only have a 26, so
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you have essentially right a 25% chance to get a little bit of good or put him back where he was when we started this
Yeah.
process when we got home.
yeah, we have 9
If you wanna
days.
look at it.
He'll get 9
Consistent.
points, right? He'll get 9 points from those 9 days.
Yes, and to answer the medicine, how can you roll medicine and stuff? You can roll both first aid and medicine until further damage is taken. So if you fuck him up with medicine again, technically tomorrow I can let you roll medicine and first aid again. Because
So
you
I'll push
hurt
it?
him. Because you hurt
Thanks.
him. I know that sounds dumb, but a character is limited to one successful treatment of both first aid and medicine until further damage is taken.
And I just
Huh.
damaged him.
Interesting.
And I guess if I'm reading this again, a character is limited to one successful treatment, then technically you could just roll medicine again tomorrow, right? If it failed. That's the way I read it.
Sounds like it to me.
That's the way I read it. So yeah, I'd let you roll it tomorrow.
Okay.
Instead of...
Yeah, man, I don't think that's a hot take.
No.
Like,
I'll pat him on the back and say, "Well,
successful.
Continue
sleep
the
on it,
treatment.
bud."
Sleep on it.
Smack it.
as you've
I'll pat him
fucked
on the
around
back.
in this wound and made it worse, and you're like, sleep on it. And I'm like,
Yep.
what the fuck?
I mean,
Hell yeah.
I figure she just gives you a drug cocktail that gets gets its ass kicked by the alcohol.
I was
So
gonna say yes, alcohol.
I've had a long day.
I love it.
Probably hungover.
All right, so let's take care of this before we move on to my final scene, and we'll win the night. In the night, not win the night. Let's do our sanity additions for concluding the chapter, or subtractions depending on how it goes. So I'll read out what we got here. For solving Jackson Elias's murder, which you have, you knew who murdered them and killed them. Who would like to roll 1d6 for me? And that's what everybody's going to get back.
I'll do it.
Any pickers?
he said he'll do it.
Oh, I thought he
I
said
said
not
not
it.
it.
Yeah. he
No.
said-
Oh, I thought you said.
Well, I did too. I thought you said you do it.
I thought
I'll
you
do
said
it.
you'd do it too.
Come on.
I'll do it.
That's funny. I was about to speak up, but he did first.
2.
2. All right, so we're gonna add these together. So
Could have been
2,
worse, Chad.
It could have been worse.
2.
I mean,
Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Makunga Madari has been neutralized. Grant each investigator another 1d6. Someone roll that.
I got it.
3. All right, so we're at 5. The cultists have been broken up or eliminated. Another 1d4.
Oh, I got this one. 4, baby.
4, baby.
yeah.
So we're at 9. Not bad. And I can give you this one. Defeating a mythos monster. Siemba. 1d8.
Ooh.
Dang.
Yes.
Do you
Who
want
hasn't
to
done
roll
one?
it, Michelle?
How do I do that again?
/roll space 1d8. All smushed together.
Base 1d8 smushed together. 4.
4. So what is that? 13? Yes. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's gonna get 13 sanity back.
13 points in strength. Great.
Right?
We're all on roids.
That'd be kind of fun.
How much do we get for furthering the black market of booze in New York during Prohibition?
That we've been allocating that to luck.
Okay.
And everybody gets 10 luck for being cool.
For being lucky.
Awesome.
For being lucky. Essentially, it's essentially the end of the chapter for us. We've done the things that we wanted to do, and you've got a plan going forward, so that's why none of the stuff that you're doing is going to affect that. So we're going to conclude it and give you guys all the finishing stuff.
Yay.
Okay, now.
Nice.
So everybody goes to sleep. We find it good.
So,
Almost
do we
everybody.
yes. So if this is ending the chapter, do we even need to go to the gala, or are you saying?
No, you've already committed.
Okay.
No, we're going. We're going.
No, I just gave you that because you've done the things that I needed you to do,
Okay.
and there's still other things that you absolutely can do, and it is part of the book, right? You know, there's
Okay.
many still. There, we could spend months in America, and you will never gather and do every. You know what I mean? Like every single place has. It's just the way it is.
Something.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what's the plan? Everybody goes to sleep, and what are you doing? Tell me about what's going on, Iris.
I try to go to sleep. Like I lay down, as like everyone else lays down, go to sleep, and I'm like tossing and turning, and I like can't stop thinking about that mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, I don't know if it's my ancestors calling to me, like, to find out some answers from it or what it is, but it's just calling me. So I go and put it on
Okay.
and see what I can find out.
You take the mask and just kind of... Is anybody, like, sneaking to watch her or anything like that? Or is just all... Okay. No
I mean, I'd
suspicions.
probably say it a good hour later than everybody, but I'm sure she was still tossing and turning, it sounds like.
I'm struggling to get to sleep.
Okay. You kind of take the mask. You're like, which way does this even go? You know, it's got like 4 faces on top. And finally, you just commit to one and pull it down. And as soon as it kind of goes over your head, you can feel the collar just kind of go and seal itself around your neck, holding it tight. And you're just like, you can't even utter a word or a scream as it just cuts off all air, and you can hear the blood kind of like be cut off. It's like thud, 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 you know, as your heartbeat kind of gets a little panic. And maybe you try to struggle a little bit, and before you can even get your hands up, you can feel everything kind of go black as your body starts to collapse down to the ground. And nobody's there with you, so
I die.
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, if she literally fell from standing and you're not resting.
Declan stumbles in the other room, passes you still kind of drunk, and because you fucked with his shoulder out of it, doesn't see you laying on the ground as you're like, and pass you and then go back to bed.
he needed a nightcap to the nightcap.
It trips over my body. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I guess we can do... Abigail, you could roll me a listen roll.
Try. God, dice.
Nah, you're too preoccupied with something.
Yeah.
Iris, the world around you dissolves, leaving behind just a cold, crushing blackness of an abyss. It feels as though you're kind of floating in this unfathomable ocean. But there's no water, just infinite expanse of stars and darkness. This pressure you feel from this place is immense. It's like as though the countless worlds around you is just bearing down on you in this pressure, and you feel are just kind of suspended, uncrushed, but trembling under this oppressive force inside of this abyss. Before you, a figure materializes with a presence so overwhelming that it seems to hold this pressure and abyss itself at bay. An seemingly ancient man with wild white hair and a flowing beard. The strands just kind of like move like an unseen current, almost like smoke around him. His eyes are bright and piercing, seem to contain galaxies within them. His gaze is heavy as the weight of ages upon you, and his form is robed in what appears to be like shifting mist or starlight shimmering faintly with the colors of like distant nebulas. Though humanoid in shape, there's something oddly otherworldly about him, something that just seems to defy comprehension, and you realize that what you're seeing is just your mind's ability to try to put something together that you can understand. With the faintest twitch of his finger, you feel the crushing power of the abyss kind of recoil as though it too fears him. The air, if such a thing even exists where this place is that you are at, vibrates with this silent authority, and you realize that this being could erase you with less than effort than a breath, if he even does this. Yet, there is no malice in this presence that you feel, only an overwhelming sense of detached judgment and immense power. You know that in your soul, all of a sudden, you feel and know this information like it's bestowed upon you, maybe from the abyss that you're in. You know that this is Nodens, Lord of the Great Abyss, just like you've always known it. He speaks not with words, but directly into your mind. His voice is resonating as though echoing across the stars themselves. It carries a sense of timelessness, each word heavy with meaning. The path you walk is perilous. The one you face twists the threads of reality and sows madness where it treads. The abyss watches. So do I. And a glimmer of light appears in his hand for a moment, and you think that it's almost like a star plucked from the void, and it sharpens into the form of a dagger, its blade shimmering faintly as though forged from the essence of the abyss itself. As he reaches out and the blade plunges into your flesh with a searing, unbelievable pain that courses through every nerve. The blade seems to melt, merging with your body in agony that twists and roils. When the pain finally subsides, it leaves behind a deep, intricate scar as you look down at your arm, a mark that continues to seem like burn with like a cold fire and pain. You hear again, "This shall be your weapon when the moment comes. Strike true, let the dust scatter to the winds of eternity." His presence begins to fade, but before he vanishes entirely, you feel his immense gaze linger on you. There's no warmth, no promise of favor, only the cold, detached sense that you are a tool, a means to an end, and nothing more. Nodens' eyes seem to pierce through you as if appraising whether you'll be of use to him, or it, when the time comes. The abyss swirls and collapses into itself, and you find yourself back in this waking world. Pain is shooting from a raised feeling on your arm. Your hand immediately goes to your forearm, and you know that whatever this is will only manifest when he wills it, and there's going to be a price to pay. As your breath finally comes like, and you reach up and pull the mask off your head. And we'll pick up there next time.
Ooh-wee.
But his name's not Hamea.
Correct.
Okay.
She's not dead.
Yeah.
Not dead.
I'm not dead yet.
I will be used later, and I may die later.
And thanks, as always, to Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. You've just got to be using it at your gaming table.